Hi everyone, it's Michael, and I'm coming to you quite unexpectedly with an orchid haul video. So I'm in Denver on business, and I just couldn't resist the call of Fantasy Orchids. When I was living in Colorado, it was my favorite orchid nursery. I could not stop going there, so I thought I would just casually pop in, take a look at what was new and different, and then go my separate way empty-handed. But I just couldn't do that because there were a couple that just insisted on coming home with me and I couldn't help myself. So I'm going to introduce you to number 61 and 62 in my collection today and talk through them just a bit. Now, I actually shied away from Cattleya types for quite some time because number 2 in my collection, the very second orchid I ever owned, was a Cattleya, and I mistreated it so terribly and it declined so slowly, so I thought it was the orchid type that I really struggled with. Turns out I just didn't know what I was doing because I was a young orchid grower. But now actually, Cattleya types do really well in my care, so I'm super excited to diversify and start looking at more diversity. I'm starting to look at more different hybrids, so that's precisely what I've done. So I'm going to introduce you to number 61 first. This is my Potinara Miki Kobyashi D, and OMFG. You guys see how big this bloom is? It's like the size of my face. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's a gigantic bloom. This plant is so vigorous, it's so healthy, and hold on, I'll take you in on the bloom. The scent is intoxicating, you guys. I can't even begin to describe this. It's definitely a floral, but it's a little bit more zesty. It almost has like a slight subtle berry tone to it, but it fills the entire room. And it's weird because I wasn't fully aware of it when I purchased the orchid. I bought it based off of its beauty. But when I brought it home, I put it right on my nightstand right over here, and when I woke up, the scent of this bloom permeated not only my bedroom, but it permeated the entire hallway of my parents' household. It is such an intensely fragrant orchid, and it is, I just can't even begin to tell you how beautiful it is. So I'm gonna take you in for some close-ups. The coloration is this beautiful shade of fuchsia. The inside of it has this gradient from a nice sunshine yellow into a sunburst orange and then into a red before it finally becomes fuchsia. Now the origins of the Potinara are quite interesting. It is a Brassivola crossed with a Cattleya, crossed with a Laelia, crossed with a Sophronitis. So this one has quite a rich cultural heritage, and oh gosh, the payoff is incredible. It's so funny how many people are opposed to dealing with hybrids. They only want to deal with species because they feel like, oh, you know, that's the only natural orchid. But sometimes the payoff of crossing plants is just absolute insanity. And this in and of itself is a work of art. So stunning. I've never had a plant that blooms this big in my collection, so I'm super excited to add this to the family. Now let's talk about number 62 in the collection, and that is my Epilaeliocattleya Volcano Trick Paradise. And this one, it is fragrant. I wouldn't even say it's comparable to the scent of number 61, but it has a very subtle, very light floral scent. I wouldn't describe this as a fragrant orchid, but it definitely has a smell to it. Now, when I take you in close, you'll understand the intrigue and the fascination with this plant. Look at these gorgeous little sunbursts and speckles. It is just such a stunning and interesting plant. And the blooms are so delicate, they're so gorgeous. They're almost this really intense shade of, like, I know it's not glamorous, but Cheeto orange. And then it has these deep blood-colored speckles of red throughout. It is truly like lava flowing through. It looks like glowing embers. It is just so stunning in its coloration. I do think that the coloration on this one is quite different and quite unique. I don't have anything like this represented in my collection. So this one is absolutely stunning. I am so pleased to have it. Now, just like the Potinara, the Epilaeliocattleya has quite a rich cultural heritage, and it is precisely what it sounds like. It's Epidendrum, Laelia, and Cattleya. So this has resulted in quite an interesting display, quite a delicate and beautiful set of blooms. I'm so excited and eager to get these converted to semi-hydroponics and see how they fare. As I mentioned before, I did have a really awful introductory snapshot with Cattleyas, so I've really shied away from that entire category. But now that I see how well I'm doing with them, and now that I have a little bit more of a refined skill set around growing them, I am so eager to start growing their hybrids. I'm so eager to see how these are going to fare in semi-hydroponics. So I really look forward to taking you along on that journey. Also, I have some very exciting news about these two plants specifically, but I can't share it just yet. So, as always, thank you guys so much for choosing to spend your time with me. If you have any questions, concerns, or feedback, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I just want you to look at them one more time. Oh, they're gorgeous. Have a beautiful rest of your day, you guys. Bye.